This nibble originally aired on RSBANDB Update, episode 834, Scotch, Cigars, and RuneScape Mobile. Enjoy. And I do want to have a look at the top-level UI before we move on and talk about other things, because we did get a top-level UI update with mobile that we didn't get to see in the beta client. And, this one actually feels a lot better than what we had before. And I was a little bit wary when I was seeing what was on offer when they were talking about it in the most recent live stream. But after getting my hands on it, I have to say that it feels natural, and I think it turned out to be pretty good as well. So if the technology will cooperate here, I'm going to try and log in on mobile and show exactly what I'm talking about on this, because there we go, it is working. So when you log in, of course, we have the modern updated lobby that, much to the chagrin of players, they thought that bringing aspects of this over to desktop would be kind of iffy, but I think it works out quite well. But looking at the new UI, do you guys have any nitpicks about the UI or any favorite parts of the new mobile UI that we got in launch here?
I really appreciate that they changed the chat system. I absolutely hated that friends mode thing. That was horrible.
Yeah.
If anybody doesn't know, there was in the beta, there was a little button in the chat. You can click it, and it changed your icons on your ribbon to have like your friends list and stuff. It's like the only way you can get to them, and it was a really hard icon to tap too. But yeah, I really appreciate the new chat. I think that's working pretty well. I think there's kind of just a lot going on there, but it's a good step forward, because I think chat was one of the biggest issues for me on mobile. I basically just don't use it.
Yeah, so, if you want to chat now, you effectively just press the speech bubble at the top, and you're able to choose what channel it will go in, and then you can have a chat text box that approaches at the top of the screen, and that's the part that doesn't feel natural to me. Just having that text box there, it feels kind of out of place, but I mean, I guess it's a compromise in terms of seeing what is indeed possible.
I actually had an idea about how they could maybe remedy that.
All right.
I think what they should do is, like, when you're typing, use that screen real estate up there, just pop the chat box up there while you're typing, and then when you're done typing, put it back. And with this, it would allow them to also make the chat scroll up again. Because right. I think that's one of my nitpicks too. I really don't like that.
Yeah.
I really don't like the chat scrolling from top to bottom. I understand what they're trying to do with it, because the chat box is at the top when you're typing, and there's the whole UI element kind of starts from there. But it's going back and forth between that and desktop. It messes with me.
Right.
Yep. I was the same way.
Yeah.
We also have buttons.
I was reading Clan Chat today, and it's just I couldn't keep up with it.
I think that was my first comment when I logged into mobile. I was like, ooh, chat is backwards. I don't like this.
And maybe it's just a matter of us getting used to that.
Yeah, and see,
Yeah.
like, I can see the logic to it, because your thumbs are going to be in the bottom, so you don't want to really use the bottom for much critical information. And they tried that with the mini-map, but, that was something that they couldn't relent on in that case. So it feels like it was a compromise. Okay, we'll put the mini-map back, but chat is going to be this way. And I think the best thing that comes from this is that you're actually able to relatively easily now get into not only the chats themselves, but you're also able to get into things like the friends list, the clan list, and so on and so forth with that.
I think that's the thing I like about it the most. It was just such a pain doing that before. That's why I never talk to people on mobile.
Yeah, and not to mention being able to, actually interact with the button to press that and, make the chat happen. We also, of course, have new icons on the right-hand side that are a different style, yet again, than what we have on the desktop. I think the new icons that we have on mobile are wonderful, and perhaps it's time to consider updating the icons on the desktop to be the same as that, because it should be the same experience whatever client you're on.
Yeah.
Yes.
Kind of going off the right-hand side, we mentioned the minimap got moved to the top right corner, and I like that. But when you minimize the minimap in the beta, the inventory used to go to fill up the whole right-hand side, and it does not do that anymore. And I don't know how I feel about that.
So, does it still snap to the top, or does it just stay in its
It
spot?
stays where it stays in its spot.
Okay.
So, like, the
That's
top
strange.
right corner is just empty.
Because my complaint from the beta was that when you closed the map, there was still space on the window you had open below that was just empty. It was just taking up screen real estate for no reason. So it seems like they kind of fixed that, but in the other direction.
Yeah, I mean, it's something small.
Yeah, it's really small.
Yeah.
But
That's really my only complaint.
Yeah, and I think the fun thing will be to get somebody who is a primary mobile player and get them to play from start to finish on this and see how the UI works for them, and that'll be the question of whether or not this is a successful UI, not what us desktop converts feel.
Yeah,
Well,
that'd be
there's this
very
here.
interesting to hear. What's up?
I want to know specifically, what would you think about RuneScape trying to do a portrait mode UI where it's not, landscape, obviously.
I think that would be interesting, but I don't think you'd have enough space.
I'd be interested to see how that would work, because I think that's one of the things that bugs me about using my phone the most. I just hate holding it sideways. It feels awkward.
Right.
And especially the typing. I think that's the main thing for me is the typing. Like, I like the portrait keyboard.
Yeah.
I think most people do.
And it's pretty hard to type on a plus-sized phone with the keyboard.
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that. So,
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be able to use my phone like that. I don't think there'd be enough room.
and
But when I'm on my phone, I don't usually send messages. I only do it on my iPad when I can pull out my keyboard that I have attached to it. And that helps a lot for sending messages.
Be interesting to think about. I wonder if they could do that.
And of course, the whole question with this is, this is going to be an iterative approach, seeing which way everything goes as, they move on. This isn't the end for the mobile client. This isn't the client we're going to be
of
stuck
course.
with. It's going to keep iterating. So that's why I wanted to actually go through this and get some feedback on this, because I think it's important to do in that regard. You can find full episodes of RSBANDB Update right here on this YouTube channel. If you found this video useful or just enjoyed it, like and subscribe, or leave a comment.